Hello, hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. It's Tarot Wednesday.
Hello.
Yay.
Yay. So happy to be here with y'all.
Oh, and I am here 366 days this year. Normally 365, to take your political questions out of the chat. So just leave your political questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers who've kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community here because of you. You have been so kind to each other. You've been so kind to me. You've been so kind to Miss Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you are watching this on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. Miss Sarah will be time stamping as we go along.
Yepper.
So you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on like 1.25 speed. I do that a lot on YouTube. Cherry Bomb is suggesting that Sarah has a map to the lost city of Atlantis in the description box.
Mm-hmm. Cherry Bomb's also wondering if it's Adorable Sweater Day, and she's jealous of both of our sweaters.
Oh, that's very sweet. That is a very cool sweater.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because you've got the hearts, which is adorable.
Yeah, I don't think it's intended to be that way, but it's pretty cool. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
But it's actually it's like stealth goth, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and I'm sorry,
yes.
go ahead.
No, please.
No, and then Terry, yes, my heater is fixed. They came in yesterday. All is well. I'm a very happy and warm bunny. So, yay. So, Joy says the city is found after question 4. Okay, rock on.
Actually, it seemed like today people were reading the description box more, which was good.
Yes.
Which was good.
Yes.
And Ricky and the star of the show, walking in a winter wonderland, Boo Boos and Kitty. Yes. Did I just hear him? I thought I heard him. Oh, maybe not. I'm glad you're okay, Ricky.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, I am just... Okay, we've got things to cover today that are both just interesting, but there's also some stuff that's infuriating. But I think it works out in the end.
Yeah,
I think it'll work out in the end.
There's a good balance. So, All right. Well, let's get this party started at 3 minutes. Go ahead.
No, sorry. All I was doing was trying to pull the questions up on the side because you know me and I get lost.
I got you. At 3 minutes and 30 seconds, Don Jr. had an event in Iowa on caucus day. And he showed up 2 hours late at that point to a mostly cleared out room and gave no explanation as to his absence. What was going on? He's also kind of manic too. So
was he manic?
A little bit. I mean, he showed up. First thing he was talking about was like healthcare in the UK. I mean, just random, just off the wall stuff that had nothing to do with why he was there. And he was already in Iowa previously, so it's not like he had to fly in. But these people all had to be at their caucus places later on that evening, and it was very cold. So they had places to go. They weren't about to sit around for Eva waiting for him to randomly show up, at this little auditorium. And we have a picture. Do you have it where you can pull it up of what it looked like by the time he showed? By the time he showed his face.
This is good. Hang on.
Yeah.
Share screen. I've got some audio crackling. Is it just me? A little bit? Just wondering.
Let me see. I can switch my input in a second. Okay. Better.
It sounds better.
Okay, cool.
Okay, hopefully this is better. Unless it's me. So, this is what it looked like when Dumpy Jr. finally
got there.
got there.
Okay.
So we got through the questions. Let's see.
Yeah, he was able to pretty much handle everybody there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking I see what 8, 10 people tops. 8 people. Maybe if you include the person taking the picture.
Yeah, they didn't have time for this foolishness. They are on a schedule. That's what I would say. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, what was going on?
Yeah, what was up with that?
Because, oh yeah, number 2. Okay, so Junior.
Mm-hmm.
I think Valerie Sargent earlier asked if you played Gloria.
Yeah. Kimberly said it was a ghost crowd that came in Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters. I almost said Ghostbusters. I can't.
That was good. All right, he's out there doing the political pundit stuff. That's just average. Wheel of Fortune Sun. So the spotlight has swung around to his father again. So he's out on the campaign trail.
Okay.
But in the center, I've got the Four of Swords, which is, it could be. Could it be that the completely dead room when he got there? Three of Wands wanting his ship to come in, but 9 of Swords, sleepless nights. Why does he get sleepless nights? Let's have.
Bernadette concrete. Bernadette.
Yeah, I was just going to say Bernadette Smith. Yeah, Eric is. He's got his own welly boots on, and he's out there in his suit pouring concrete on the sidewalk in front of Trump Tower because they can't afford to hire a contractor.
He can always borrow DeSantis's stormtrooper boots. So.
Yeah. Why were you late, Spiff? I'm not getting cards of car trouble.
Yeah.
He thinks he's King of Pentacles. He thinks he is all that. And the next question will be looking more specifically at that. This is some celebration and partying. Where was Kimberly with him?
I would think so. I haven't seen anything that said she wasn't.
And I know she was in Iowa. Because they were both there when Trump gave his acceptance speech.
Okay.
He came in there to be obnoxious, but I don't know, he feels like he's second fiddle. He feels like he's not even a Knight of Wands or a Queen of Wands. He just feels small, like he's feeling small. Kimberly helps with that.
Bless.
But as far as having a good time, I definitely have cards here of having a good time.
Okay.
So, but he's feeling very small. And I don't know if he's talked about running in 2028 or something, but think about this. I mean, what's the likelihood his father would be somebody who would be encouraging and supportive and who would not just be a jealous jerk?
Can you imagine if Senior loses and then Junior tries to run and does better? I mean, even if he doesn't win, if he just does better than Senior. Oh my God. Well, that's a great segue to the next question. At 11:12, Junior also did not rule out running in 2028 when someone there asked him. So, would he really?
Is Junior going to run for president in 2028? I think he realizes that if he hadn't been born into that family, he would not have ever lived the kind of lifestyle he's living now. Although, frankly, he would have had a much better life if he'd gotten out and stayed out. Found something else to do. I've got a big old temperance card for the reading. And running for president is not... Well, the country wants more temperance in government, in leaders, but also that's going for the big chair. He would need all kinds of donors. Legally hemmed in, communicating the far right, and that message is not being received well. Not being received well at all. They're feeling very beaten up, and he's basically got this is my card for Mar-a-Lago, which is the symbol of Trump's base. So he would be going to them for money, but he can't if the MAGA base does not adopt him, he there's no way he can come up with the money.
Oh yeah, that's
he won't have it himself. He won't be able to find big donors.
Right.
Let me see. Hang on. Let me get 3 more cards about Dumpy Junior. See, what I don't understand is how these people can, let's just say, better living through chemistry for years on end and not hit bottom. I don't get that, but then again, I've never had an addiction, thank God. I mean, there's a streak down one side of the family that could, potentially get out of hand, but there's just something about my chemistry that I don't.
Right.
I don't know what it is. I can, try stuff, and it's just, I don't enjoy being drunk. Yeah. I don't like being drunk. Yeah. I don't like taking drugs. It's not fun. I don't have a good time. I don't get loose. Yeah. I'd rather have a cup of tea and a good book. That's my...
Right.
Hello, Becca. For House of Norman's here. Hello, beautiful. Melody Harmon's asking, did he bring those 8 people with him? It's possible. And that whole room, lots of seats backwards, but the whole room, why was the whole room like this big?
I think there were 2 other rows. I mean, there were 2 other segments on each side. Those were like the side aisles, but those were empty too.
Well, look, they look on one side. It looked like walls. Hang on, let me go back and look. I'm sorry. I don't want my stomach
No,
to.
you're
I've got
good.
a little bit of. This is one serving of Cheerios, so we're steadily working my way through it. Let me go.
Oh no, you were right. Those are walls on each side. So, it wall and wall.
That is a very narrow room. Very narrow room.
Mhm.
And a
So they
whole
weren't
lot of
exactly
rows.
expecting him to bring the big guns in anyway. And then
Mhm.
he shows up 2 hours late because that holds maybe 30 people tops.
3, 4. Okay, so it looks like there are about what 8 rows? 8 times about. And they're right next like a bench, so it's like 8 times 6, and that's all that room can hold.
Yeah, so it's 50 people. Yeah, but including camera folks, 55 people, and there's like 10.
Yep.
Whew.
Becca's asking what is it a picture of?
Oh, Junior had a rally before the caucus in Iowa and decided to show up 2 hours late to his own event. And by the time he got there, this is what was waiting for him.
And he gave no explanation. He just came in and started ranting about
Healthcare and UK and all kinds of just discombobulated whatever. So, and then somebody asked him if his father was really anointed by God, and he was like, "Well, I'm not the person to ask for that. You'd have to talk to a higher power."
Oh my gosh. CNN breaking news. Judge threatens to kick Trump out of court for commenting during E. Jean Carroll's testimony, with the former president saying, "I would love it."
You know, I really think we need to send some good energy to Judge Kaplan because he has been, as we're going to talk about in the next segment, he's been going through it the last couple days with these folks. I mean, it's been That's a great seg.
Yeah. But quickly, let's just look at number 2. And then we'll look at, there's a whole lot that's been going on with the E. Jean Carroll thing. So
okay. So number 2 was I thought we looked at that.
we did. I'm sorry, my mistake.
You're
he's
good.
just he's almost as forgettable as his brother.
Alrighty.
So
and that's pretty darn forgettable. At 1845. Excuse me. So sorry. All right. So
shall I read? I'm so sorry. Shall I read this article? This little thing that's come up on CNN?
Yes, and we will start with there.
All right, let me stop this screen. Okay. Judge threatens to kick Trump out of court. Trump responds, "I would love it." Judge Louis Kaplan warned former President Donald Trump he could be removed from the courtroom if he's disruptive, following another complaint from E. Jean Carroll's lawyer that Trump could be heard making comments during testimony. Carroll lawyer Sean Crowley said Trump could be heard commenting, saying things like, "It's a witch hunt. It's really a con job." Kaplan responded, "Mr. Trump has the right to be present here. That right can be forfeited, and it can be forfeited if he is disruptive, which is what has been reported to me consists of." That's a sentence. that right can be forfeited, and it can be forfeited if he is disruptive, which is what has been reported to me consists of. And if he disregards court orders, Mr. Trump, I hope I don't have to consider excluding you from the trial. Trump threw his tiny little hands up in response. Kaplan said, I understand you're probably eager for me to do that, Kaplan said. Reporters in the courtroom heard Trump say, I would love it. I know you would, Kaplan said. You just can't control yourself in this circumstance, apparently. The parties then left the courtroom for lunch. I know you would. You just can't control yourself in this circumstance, apparently.
And considering what we're going to be talking about later that already happened this morning with Habba, this is, wow. Okay.
Man, oh dang.
So I guess the question is Trump going to continue to write checks with the mouth that his butt can't cash and get lost? So
oh, it's the screeching tires. Yeah, the screeching tires obnoxiousness. He can't sit still. It feels like he's got ants in his pants. And he's just going to keep doing that and coming up against some kind of legal something there. Now that King of Swords can't be a judge. I think we've become Kaplan fans. Because he knows exactly what's up and he's just not playing. Who's the emperor? In this situation, who's the emperor in that courtroom?
That would be Kaplan.
Yes, because it's not Dumpy. So Trump goes in there, the absolute fool. He's getting himself into various legal trouble, trying to stir things up. Ooh, something positive might come of this. And he is knocked down to size from king to page. So I don't know about, I don't know if he's going to be removed, but I'm getting him being knocked down to size. And the real key here, the next question would be, sorry to kind of throw this at you, but how is the jury taking all this? Because I know there are some people on that jury, they were talking about it earlier on the news. I was reading articles this morning when they were doing jury selection, and there are some right-wingish people on that jury. But how's a jury going to take Trump's outbursts and Habba, what Habba said, which we'll get to in a minute? I just want to know what the jury.
Right. No, you're good. When I was typing how they're going to deal with Trump's tantrum, I inadvertently typed tantrump, and I think we have a new word. It's a tantrum.
It's a tantrum. Yeah. Card for the reading. Yeah, they're not liking what they're seeing. They some of them might already be thinking, maybe he's been persecuted or people being against him, but it's not going well for Trump, and it's just not for lawyers and what have you. That it's just there's a week. That is bad. What he's being accused of doing, defaming her again, they have proof of that. He did it in public. So she's got evidence. And Trump the man is going to be howling at the moon.
Womp, womp, womp.
Both of these sets of cards I just pulled are saying that it's not going to go well for Trump in this case. But there were other questions we have to.
Yes. At 25:15. In the opening arguments of the E. Jean Carroll trial, Alina Habba hit a new low by declaring that this entire thing was, quote, planned because Carroll wanted to be famous.
What was planned?
This whole scenario where she would meet up with Trump and be able to accuse him of something and everything because her star was declining and she knew that she needed to do something because by 2014 no one knew who she was, and so she knew she had to do something, so she devised this plan to accuse Trump of all this for notoriety. However, the judge struck this down by noting that whether Trump was guilty of assault had already been determined, and now it's just a matter of sorting damages from his continued words. Will Habba's argument backfire with the jury?
Wasn't there something about she was asking for it?
Yes. Yeah, that was in all that too, that she was asking for it. This whole thing was planned. It was a setup. The whole thing. It's all in the same article. Yeah,
hang on. The attack?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't accuse him years ago.
You know that, I know that, Jesus knows that. But Habba went up there this morning and said that this whole thing was convoluted, that it was all a setup, and that E. Jean Carroll Trump has made her famous, has given her notoriety she would never otherwise have, and then she got shut down by the judge before she could say anything else. The defamation, Joyce says. Yeah, Habba said all this.
Shades of Kanye.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
So when the attack, so even though it's already been, the case has already been decided, jury's already decided that Trump assaulted E. Jean Carroll, Alina Habba got up there and said that, forget bringing the case, but the original attack, that she was asking for it. She said she was asking for it.
Those were words in the Raw Story articles this morning, yes.
And the jury gasped.
Well, no, I'm saying what is the jury going to do about? I mean, how is the jury going to take that? So the judge shut it down very quickly.
Didn't the jury gasp or something?
That I'm not sure of. I'm not sure. I know I would have. Alexa says yes. That's why the judge reminded her of the ruling.
Oh, Cherry Bomb says you're thinking way too hard. Hang on. You're thinking way too hard for something Alina Habba came up with. Yes, well, I know.
This is true.
I know. Okay. We know that Trump is trying to, he can't, first of all, yes, he can't control himself. Two, he is trying to sway the jury. He just is. And first of all, the jury, they know that he doesn't. This has already been decided, and Trump's and now Habba, they're lying through their teeth. They don't have a good argument here.
Mm-hmm.
Kaplan is raining on their parade left, right, and center, and they're seeing that. They're seeing Kaplan treating Trump like a 5-year-old who's, who needs a nap. They're seeing that, and I think this is the kicker. It's not over yet. He's not gonna get any better. Matter of fact, he's probably just gonna keep pushing it and being obnoxious. And maybe he won't come back, but they're going to see that. Meanwhile, they're going to see Agent Carroll and her lawyer being measured adults. And look, we know he was held accountable for what he did, the judge said. And then he publicly went out and said awful things and defamed her. What else can they do but say, yeah, he said the words. He's already been held accountable, but he just keeps. Remember this card? He's got her there under. He's lying through his teeth. They're not honest circumstances for him to get that woman naked. And it's clear as day. And Trump is just going to keep acting the fool. This was not your finest hour, Dumpy.
No. And at 39:10, this argument flies in the face of everything that Trump has said before. Before it's all been, well, this is nothing. This is da-da-da. Now it's, well, she was asking for it. So is there something going on?
That makes that sent the chill down my spine. She was asking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even just the other day, he said, he got up there and he said, I've never met this woman. Apparently, there was one photograph in some kind of line of people coming through. I've never met this woman. I've never touched her. And then Habba gets up and says she was asking for it.
Yeah. I agree, Lady Eva. He's just throwing stuff against the wall, hoping something will stick. Yep. Oh. But yeah, when he defamed her, he made her more famous, and so she should just be thankful, because now people know who she is. Who wants to be known for that? And that's right, M. Kelpie. He sure remembers her husband.
Well, and the other thing is, Trump is reposting all the stuff because, from what I can tell, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in the years after the assault, and I don't have to say alleged, a jury said, yeah, it happened. She wrote a lot of articles about, let's just say, intimacy.
Right.
And in a sense, it's trying to regain her power, trying to regain her own sense of worth after that. And now this jerk is wallpapering. Trump is wallpapering Truth Social with articles she wrote about intimacy.
Yeah, SW says that he made 22 separate posts yesterday from the courthouse, all defamatory towards Carroll, including threatening her life and talking about her getting essayed, quote, for real. That's lovely.
I'm sorry, what?
I did not see that, but that's what SW is saying. Apparently, he was talking about her getting essayed for real.
Okay, I need a quote on that sucker.
Yeah.
What am I reading
There
on?
are sometimes I don't want to. You're reading on how this flies in the face of everything that he said before, and is there something else going on?
What do you mean? Something else going on?
Well, when we were talking before we went on, you were wondering if there was something along the lines of like the dress or anything like that. Like, does he think that there's something for him to make a complete 180 from it never happened, I don't know this woman, to the defense being she was asking for it? Like, what's causing the big switch in
Okay. Is he just
here?
throwing everything at the wall, or is just seeing if anything fits? Or is, I kind of got the sense when he was saying he never met her during one of his rallies. Was it his
Yeah.
acceptance speech? No, I think it was one of his rallies. He talked way too long at his acceptance speech, but yeah. It sounded like he can just lie to MAGAs and they believe it. And then he can deal with what actually happened in court. But part of it is he's triggered because she's fighting back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the real shame. It's a shame that none of the women he did what he did to did him some physical harm, big physical harm.
Apparently, these posts were all over Midas Touch and Lawrence O'Donnell. So, yeah, fun times yesterday.
He knows he did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And he desperately does not want to pay out money because he is skint.
Mm-hmm.
The company, the dynasty, the whole thing, it's just bad. He doesn't have the money.
Well, speaking of bad behavior in court and money, before all of this, Habba had already gotten into it with Judge Kaplan this morning, right before Carroll took the stand. So let me read this. This is just So moments before, this is from Raw Story, moments before plaintiff E.G. and Carroll took the stand, Habba made a request that the judge had already denied, which led to a very testy exchange between the two of them. Habba again asked for an adjournment so Trump could attend the funeral of his mother-in-law. The application is denied, Kaplan said. I will hear no further argument on it. Habba continued to speak and was again shut down. None. Do you understand that word? Sit down. I don't like to be spoken to that way, Your Honor. Kaplan cut off again. It's denied. Sit down. So that was my dramatic reading. You're welcome. Yeah.
Bravo!
Thank you.
Bravo!
Mm-hmm.
Now just imagine that through duck lips. But go ahead.
Yes. So will Habba end up getting fined or removed from the case? Because, if Trump can be put out, so can she.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's pushing it, and he's having none of it. That's a card for the reading. It goes back to what he said about Trump, where Kaplan said to Trump, "You want me to put you out," and he knows Habba's just trying to do a similar thing to turn this into a money raising.
Yeah.
Just a mockery. So is Habba going to get herself into big trouble? Um, okay, this is gross. I'm getting Trump is going to lose bigly, bigly. But there's some weird energy, which it's like it solidifies the bonds between Trump's group of I don't care if they're chummy. I mean, like, I'm not saying, I'm talking about their us against the world, him, not just her, but it may be some other people as well. But it just, they're, it's us against the world, you know, and it's like, okay, meanwhile, in reality, you just lost the case. And the word you speak, where Kaplan has to call you out, you're just putting another nail in that coffin to make certain that you lose this case. But they're in cloud cuckoo land. Your mom says she's Eva Braun. Well, that's the thing about Eva Braun. Eva Braun, she never campaigned-ish. You know, I mean, nobody needed a campaign for blankety blank. Yeah. But she was just... let's just say she was just in the background. And all of the cruelty and all of this, everything, I've read her biography, and correct me if I'm wrong, but from everything I read, she was a dunderhead on purpose. Shallow. I don't think she was that bright, but that's not in a way that it's an excuse for anything.
Right.
Anyway, oh my God, they are really in cloud cuckoo land. This victory, our victory, our victory, our victory.
Yeah.
They're coming against us. And through our working together, we'll fight them off. And okay, seriously, there's a whole lot of what?
Yuckadoo.
What the heck is wrong with you people?
Well, and that also leads to, we're segging quite nicely today, I need to say. That just leads to the next question at 4320. So are Habba and Trump going to break up, considering that she's going to keep talking smack in court? At some point, she's not even going to be able to represent him because she's only in New York on a temporary law license. Like, it's not, I mean, and he's got nowhere else because Takapina is gone. And from what I've read, there's not really a story there, that he's pretty much been on the shelf since the last Carroll trial, which they say he bungled. Yeah.
You're right.
You
just keep telling yourself that, Dumpy.
Yeah, just blame it all on Takapina. So, I mean, he's got no one left with any sort of name recognition. He's still got what's not Epstein, but it's Epstein, I think.
I don't
yeah, but yeah, so are they going to break up?
Okay, I will look at that in just 1 second. I just have to mention in the chat, Linda Kingsley said Eva Braun was concubine. She was a concubine. I don't know the German, but there was one of their programs, youth programs or whatever. And one of them was to create the master race garbage. But the way it was set up, and there's some play on words there in German. And so instead of the basically critics, even in Germany, who would call those women German mattresses, because that's what they were being told to do. That was their entire purpose in life, and that was it. No education, no other contribution, no, just completely valueless other than, we're talking about the Nazis.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to get this. Yeah, the Nazis. If there was something disgusting that could be done, they pretty much did it. Yeah. So she wasn't obviously a part of that, but that's what I think of when I think of her. Anyway. Okay. But at 46:45, because I've been talking way too much. Are Trump and Habba going to break up?
Yes. Thank you, guys. Boris Epstein is the other guy, and he's not even approved for federal court, so he can't represent Trump in front of, for any of the federal cases. This is so jacked up, y'all.
Well, what's happening is very out in the open. Right now, it's Delusion City, where we're going to pull a rabbit. She can pull a rabbit out of a hat for me. But Trump becomes more and more isolated. She's not a great lawyer. And she's even said it's better to be pretty than smart.
Yeah.
And it's good she believes that. But he's going to become increasingly unhinged and lashing out at others. And she's not going to be able to do what he wants. In the same way Tacopino bungled, quote unquote, the E.G. Carroll case. Well, Habba's going to have to take the blame for when Trump loses and loses and loses and loses. I'm going to have a quick look. I'm nosy. Are they going to break up? Yeah. He's not going to be nice to her when the worse it gets for him, the more she's shut out. She'll try to spin this into something, but her most famous client, it's not going to go well. So yeah, there's some weird energy there. And look, I don't know if they're spending extracurricular time together or not. I don't know.
Right.
But you don't even have to get to that point where you're so tied to the hip of somebody and it's us against the world, and you spend all your time with them because they say what you want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So is it be? I don't want to know, but it doesn't have to be for the energy, because the energy is weird.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, we're going to.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to gross everybody out. I'm sorry, John. John says I need a Rolaids. I'm sorry for making people need Tums and Rolaids and Pepto-Bismol and yeah.
Well, let's roll out a Trumpian energy, shall we?
Please.
At 51 even, Debbie has a question. Is Jack finally going to hold the MAGA politicians accountable soon? Please. Thank you, Alice.
He knows who he needs to go after. Who was deep in. There's a money trail. There's a money trail. There's communication trails. At the center, it's like he's still talking to somebody, gathering some kind of information. Like an isolation of the Queen of Pentacles. This is Tim still being off to the side, and the Queen of Pentacles, that is a group of them. But I'm not seeing. You have to see what else I can get. I'm not seeing I mean, seriously. It's been more than 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he hasn't been on it for the whole 3 years, but there was a January 6th committee who got stuff, and he's gotten stuff, and there is an election coming. And you want as much stuff as possible out in the open. The reality, so these people can't get back into office.
Right.
With an insurrection, lies about what they did during the insurrection. I mean, there's a point. Yes, you need to give people due process, but if we continue to keep these people in power, there may not be any more due process. And I'm not saying they shouldn't get it. I'm just saying,
yeah,
don't let perfection be the enemy of good here as far as your case goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a whole, for lack of a better term, cabal of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they were unhinged in what they thought they could get away with. And many of them are still there. Not all, but some of them are still in office. We will see. We will be watching this, and there will be some who will be out in the cold.
Okay.
And this feels like so we see something, and it does affect. But this is minor arcana, and this isn't. I'm not liking these cards.
Yeah,
they're not. Ricky says, "Please don't be offended by this. It's all your fault. Lately, for my lunches, I've been eating cream of mushroom soup, and now I'm snacking on some celery. Why would that be my fault? But I'm glad you're eating veggies."
Well,
Marie Sutton. I covered that a little while ago. on CNN. It was a headline on CNN, and I read it out.
Okay. Well,
Come
it
on,
is
Jack.
Wednesday, so we've got. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I just want to quickly 3 more cards on Jack. What's going on, Jack?
Okay.
Come on, Jack Smith. What's going on? Yeah, I know I know he brought out the stuff about Trump. We know that.
Yes, Fran. Chuck Grassley is in the hospital. We don't know something about an infection, but
Um,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, you're good. We are getting hints, and it's coming. I just don't know when. I'm not getting a sense of timing. It's most vexing because I don't know that they know the timing yet. Valerie
Right.
Sargent says, should you be asking if Alex Whiting is going to go after them? Well, I would hope that was Jack Smith and his team, but maybe is it taking me too literally? It should be a team, but these cards are better. This is going after all of them. That's a card for the reading. There's Trump, there's justice, there's us being quite pleased. But they should be working as a team.
Okay.
I'm not getting I'm not getting clear energy on this. Just that it's going to happen.
Okay. We have time for one more question?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, there's a few in the chat who were wondering about this. Lady Eva and Cat Shepherd being 2 of them, and a couple of other folks I didn't catch names on. But it looks like at 57:20, it looks like the police and the FBI are actually, finally, literally investigating Roger Stone for his assassination remarks of the Dem lawmakers before January 6th.
Thank you.
So, will anything come of it? Will we get beyond just a regular investigation into, like a target letter or an indictment? Or what's up, buttercups? Let's find out.
Roger Stone. Better than nothing? He's really weak compared to the kind of power he used to throw around.
Mm-hmm.
He did. From everything I've seen, my opinion is that he was a part of January 6th. Just my opinion from what I've seen. Entertainment only, but it's just my opinion. There's evidence. He kept a documentary crew with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was hoping that he would make money for it because there was a documentary about him, and I'm going to guess he made some money off of that, or at least he certainly got some notoriety. Mm-hmm. 3 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. That's better than nothing, but we're still minor arcana here.
Okay.
For now. But just and I'm not trying to defame the guy. I'm just looking at what has been shown in the news of his own words in the documentary stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. All right. Well, that puts us at an hour, and it is Wednesdays.
Yes.
So that is going to do it for us.
Yes. It's 104 here in Chicago and in Shreveport. Exactly, Janelle Espinoza. It's on film, stupid. Yes. You kept the documentary, people, going during the insurrection.
Yes.
Genius.
Very much a case of play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. So, it's 105 here in Chicago and in Shreveport. But thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Sarah. Thank you for being here. Oh, everything's better when you're
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so that's going to do it for us for today. But it's like I said, it's 105 here at 3:00. Miss Sarah will be starting the creative sprints. You're always welcome to join us. And we just want to encourage you on whatever your dreams are. And other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. All right, so hang in there. You're not alone. We are in this together. And there are good days ahead. There really are. So hang in there. All right. I will see you right back here tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.